Good morning, day 2. It's bright and early Tuesday morning, which means 5K day, or at least I thought. So I was getting ready to go to bed last night, and I sent Fletcher a message, and I said, what's the workout for tomorrow? Is it a 5K? And he fired back and said, yeah, 5K plus intervals. I'm thinking to myself, okay, that must mean that we're gonna do some sort of walk sprint or sprint jog or whatever to see if maybe you can improve your 5K time that way. Not so much. Intervals means run, push-ups, run, mountain climbers, run, burpees. I've done this kind of thing before where I've run a 5K and every quarter mile or so I'll stop and do some burpees. It's pretty miserable, I'm not gonna lie. And so immediately I responded and said, okay, I guess that means there's a freaking moth in here. I guess that means that I'm getting up earlier tomorrow because I know this is gonna take me a little bit of time. So rather than getting up at 4:15, which has become the norm on Tuesday, Thursday, since I gotta get to boot camp at 5:30, the alarm went off this morning at 4 a.m., 0400. And of course, you know, when the alarm's set for 4, that means the body naturally decides to wake up at 3:15 and 3:20 and 3:30 and 3:58, or at least that's the way it's been for me on this challenge. I don't think I've gotten a full, all the way through night's rest yet. My body just wants to make sure that it is ready to go in the morning for these workouts. So I guess that's a good thing. We're gonna see. I'm gonna take my phone with me and try to do a little bit of recording on some of these intervals and we'll see if it works. But yeah, 5K interval day from the mind of CJ Thomas. Never underestimate that dude. Here we go. All right, team, 5K interval run is done. Thank goodness. That sucker was tough. Probably not quite as tough as I was anticipating. In the past, when I've done this strictly with burpees only, 10 to 20 burpees every quarter mile, that is the epitome of suck. This was pretty bad, but not quite on that level. My 5K run time today was a little bit under 22 minutes and 30 seconds, but that was run time only. So what I would do is I would run the half mile, and I was usually within 5 to 20 yards of a street light. So I would stop my timer, I'd put the camera down, I'd do my interval, stop the camera, start the timer, and move on to my next interval, and so on and so forth. I was cruising right along, as you can probably tell on my map, cruising right along until I hit that first set of 30 burpees, and those suckers slowed me down pretty good. That last set of 30 burpees at the 3 mile mark are probably the slowest set of burpees I've ever done in my entire life. I could barely get through 3 or 4 of them before I had to pause and catch my breath. But that means this shit is working. That's what this is all about, continuing to push the limits. I can run a 5K all day long, but a 5K interval run is a different beast. But it's done. Grateful it's done. I've got to jog it out to boot camp. I still have not done my finisher. I'll be back later to do that. But like I said, I got to head on to boot camp. Some people drink pre-workout before they go work out. I do a pre-workout before I work out. So I've got to go sweat my ass off a little bit more, and I'll be back to wrap things up. See you guys soon. Okay, 5K is done. Boot camp workout is done. Just knocked out the finisher. I'm taking a victory lap, or a cool down lap, however you want to look at it, because my daughter has accused me of waking her up in the morning by standing outside her room and quote unquote talking to myself. So I'm sparing her a couple extra minutes of sleep, stretching the legs. You can see that I've already undergone one wardrobe change this morning. After I got done with my 5K, my shirt was absolutely soaked, so I swapped it out. This one is now soaked too, which just goes to show you that I've put in my time this morning. The boot camp was a killer. Lots of extra burpees, lots of extra push-ups, lots of extra overhead presses and running. So I've done my time this morning. But I tell you what, I was walking through the neighborhood. I saw my neighbor who was training for an Ironman, and he was hobbling home after his hour-and-a-half run this morning. So I feel pretty good about where I'm at right now with all the things that I put my body through. I'm grateful that it continues to respond. I did have a little bit of lightheadedness this morning when I first got to boot camp, which just goes to show you that I have some room to continue to dial in my fuel protocol. So I'm looking forward to diving into that over the course of the next month. But all in all, I'm feeling pretty good. Today's Story Athlete principle is I know the value of a tribe. For any of you guys who have known me for a while or followed me for any length of time, you know that I'm a pretty disciplined guy. I'm gonna push myself, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna hold myself to a high standard. But I can unequivocally say that had it not been for my social contract with my grit team, with my boot camp team, with the Story Athlete community as a whole, there is no way in hell I was getting up this morning at 4 a.m. There's no way that I was gonna push myself to the limits that I did in the 5K interval run. And chances are, after all of that, I may not have made it to boot camp. My lesser self would have found some convenient excuse to pass, but I didn't. I showed up, I did the work, and I'm feeling better because of it. So that commitment is real. That social contract is the thing that's gonna help raise me to new levels. Like they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So I'm grateful for you guys. So that's a wrap. Day 2 of November Grit, day 66 of some sort of Story Athlete Grit or Story Athlete Fitness workout. Like I said in my video over the weekend, they say that it takes at least 66 days to create a habit. So we've met the 66-day threshold and absolutely no plans of slowing down anytime soon. Keep getting after it, guys. Talk to you soon.